Welcome back into a brand new episode of Tribal Council Chat. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller,
And my name's Brett Parnell.
and we are up to episode 11 of our Vanuatu rewatch already. This is just flying by. And so we have a guest with us this week, was just on us for with us for our Kathy episode a few weeks ago. Our friend Steven from Survivor Quotes Online is with us. Welcome back, dude.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me. I love this episode. I love this season. I'm excited to talk about it.
I think this is
Yeah, welcome back.
only the second time we've done an episode recap with you. I know you joined us for the 46th finale,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah. These old school seasons are just so perfect, and I'm so
Oh, yeah.
excited to talk about it.
Oh, such a fun episode. I yeah, I've seen this season before, but watching a season casually and watching it taking notes for a podcast are very different experiences.
Mhm.
So I've caught a lot I didn't catch last time. I have a whole different favorite character this time because I've discovered how funny Rory was. So this was a fun episode this week, though. And so, kind of diving in, after last week, where we have Chris and six women, and things seem kind of hopeless for him. The men have been getting steamrolled since the merge. A miscalculation at the merge. They somehow thought they had had some of the women on their side to flip against the Girls Alliance,
Mhm.
but the girls are determined up to this point to be the first Girls Alliance to take this thing all the way. Micronesia hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So,
And that's a great point, Bruce, that you make is that I think rewatching it, sometimes it's easy to forget, the audience doesn't know who Parvati and Amanda are.
I mean, at this point, Amy was considered a huge villain. People were not happy.
Exactly.
yeah.
And Vanuatu was not well received at the time, I think, coming off the tails of All Stars, which is a shame because I think it's a great season. And
Oh,
these
yeah.
players are
Uh-huh.
so well rounded and so well told to the audience.
Yeah.
Um, so you have Amy, who's I don't know. She's one of the most complex people I think Survivor had up to this point, where you could see she's a hero, she's a villain, she loves people, but she'll stab you in the back, like she did to
Yeah.
Lisa with the manioc. It's so you're kind of rooting for her downfall, but at the same time, you wouldn't be surprised if she was successful.
She's also
Yeah.
just so good as a player.
Mm,
I think I said last episode, at this point, I feel like everyone's playing for second if she's in the game.
oh yeah, and they all had to know that too,
Yeah.
that Amy was
Which,
the front runner there.
which is what I
Oh,
said
definitely.
was saying through most of 50 about Suri is if
Mm,
as long as she's here, you're all playing for second. So,
yeah.
but we mentioned Micronesia. Brett mentioned Parvati. I'd love to hear your thought on this because we kind of made a comparison, especially with the swap period, because we saw a lot of Julie playing through flirtation and charm to
Mm,
build alliances in the swap. And we realized Julie was kind of the blueprint for the game Parvati would play
mhm.
Yeah.
in 13 and 16.
Yeah, definitely. I think she knew she was down in the numbers and she had to charm these men. So what does she do? She plays the flirt card and she plays it really well. I don't think she plays it in a trashy way. She plays it in a
Yeah.
respectful way. And I think my favorite part with Julie in that whole um, post swap tribe is when she's talking to Twyla and she's like, "Oh, the boys offered me an alliance. Did they offer that to you?" But she was just bluffing the whole time. And
Yeah.
Twyla just totally gave up all the information. Like I think Julie's very underrated as a player, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people
Yeah.
today think about her mostly for her relationship with Jeff, which is unfair because she had a great game in Vanuatu, and I
Yeah.
was really impressed.
And
Yeah.
that
Absolutely. Had a great game. You're right. I think that was just such a newsworthy thing to come after the season that people forgot about the season itself.
Mm,
well,
yeah.
and I mentioned just how it's different rewatching this time. That's one of the things I noticed is that strategy in her game, and she's laying the blueprint for the game Parvati's gonna play in 16 and make a winning game. So it's kind of
Mhm.
cool to
Yeah.
see how the game evolves. Also, she got Sarge to sunbathe with her, so whatever that's
And
worth.
Sarge has that great line where he's like, "I'm comfortable being naked. I've been to Europe." What?
Aside from good gameplay, this season just has funny characters, man. Like, our
Mm.
audience might be tired of hearing me talk about Rory, but there's also Sarge.
Mm.
There's Travis Bubba that was fun, and they kept calling him different names, so I got into the habit of calling him both names at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's a great
Yeah,
cast.
such a great character cast.
Diving into this episode, though, we immediately, after Last Tribal, we see Chris kind of telling on Scout and Twyla, and telling the women, like, hey, they came to me possibly wanting to form something and take Eliza out. And he's immediately like, backs against the wall, he's going to stir up chaos.
That was so smart.
Yeah, he had nothing to lose at that point. I It was a bit risky for him to sell out Scout and Twyla right there because they could have potentially been his allies. But as we'll see, they ended up working with him anyway. So that was a risky move that could have backfired, but
Yeah.
I don't blame him for doing it.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
we see a bit of that. And then because this is just what happens now, I guess, we're already at the reward challenge. We get one scene and then we're at a challenge.
Yeah.
Which is trivia. And so it's trivia about past challenges. Each time you get one right, you score a point. But it's a loved one's reward, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Probst tells them that it's a 1 hour email session with your loved one. But to wet your beaks a little bit, we each get like a 1 minute video call with them before the challenge. And this is just, I love the loved one scenes. This is so cool.
I
Yeah.
love this, and like thinking back to Australian Outback, it was just funny to see like how times have evolved even within Survivor, because you're going from that really old style Apple computer to Twyla doesn't know how to type, and all of the sudden there's a video camera that you can plug into a outlet somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then nowadays it would be like, use your iPhone.
Yeah. And so we play the challenge, and Eliza wins reward. She wins what we think is a 1 hour email session.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a plot twist. All the loved ones are actually here on the island. They were video chatting from a studio they built nearby.
Which is funny because like when you watch it back, you can see they all have like the same kind of background with just a little differences.
Yeah, I didn't notice that at first, but now that you say it, thinking back, yeah.
I
like,
noticed
some
that, and I
plants
was
around
wondering too that I'm like, somebody in the cast must have been like, I've never seen this map or this American flag in my home.
Yeah. And I also love that it was Amy and her girlfriend, and unfortunately, I know they had their first kiss, a lesbian kiss on that scene, and CBS cut it out, which is like wild to think about now that it was controversial back then.
Yeah.
Like two women kissing on TV was too wild that they cut it off primetime. Like in 2026, that's no big deal, but like back then, that was so controversial. So justice for Amy and her girlfriend there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eliza wins the reward, and it's not a 1 hour visit. It's a overnight visit, and Eliza's mom is coming back to camp with us, which is so much fun.
Eliza's mom
This was
is so
amazing.
funny too.
I was just going to say that Susan gave such good content that really made the episode.
I love when she's talking and she's like, I was worried about Ebola virus and all these crazy things. Like, that's what a mom does. Like, I get it. It's so funny.
That's what I was going to say. It's her first confession was, I was worried about all these different things. And it's just such a long list.
Yeah.
Ebola virus. Yeah. So funny.
And then when she leaves, she gives Eliza off, like, her shirt off her back, which is, like, as a parent now, like, I totally get, like, I would do that for my kid in an instant. Like, I get it.
Yeah, just fantastic. Eliza's mom is hilarious. Love kind of seeing her interact with all the other ones.
Mm.
I also love that when we left the challenge, everyone got to say like a quick goodbye with their loved one. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rare moment of Jeff being emotional.
Yeah. And so after Eliza's mom leaves, we see this scene of Twyla kind after Chris's bombshell, kind of trying to make peace with Leanne and Amy, and this it's not going well for her. So she eventually resorts to, "I swear on my son, and you know how much I love him." And
Mhm.
anytime someone swears on their family, it comes back at some point. So I just took note of this scene.
Yeah, I mean, you have Tony and Kagayan doing the same thing, and he gets some grief for it at Final Tribal with from Trish. But
Yeah.
I think it's fair game. There's
Yeah.
no rules in Survivor. I would lie on anything. But
Oh,
at the same
completely.
time, it's a totally personal experience, and what every other person has a different value on what they put on family members and swearing, and so I get
And
that
that's where it comes down to reading who might be on your jury.
exactly. So I'm willing to
Because what I might vote on is not the same as what the two of you might vote on at final.
yeah, like I'm totally willing to swear on a loved one. It's a game. I'm lying. It's just words, but at the same
Yeah.
time, you might not feel the same way. But I need to make that judgment call for how I think
Yeah.
you're going to perceive it.
It's totally fair game, but it's also a risk because any response people have is also fair game.
Exactly. So Twyla catches grief for that at the end, but like she deserves it. But at the same time, it's fair game. So
Yeah.
it's fascinating. And to this day, I don't know if Amy was really playing that up as like a sore kind of jury member, but at the same time, I wouldn't blame her if she wasn't. So,
Yeah.
uh, but her making that move was pretty good, and ultimately it didn't work out. Twyla made that promise, and Amy and Leanne blew her off. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see how that happens because, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, I mean, you wouldn't be listening to this if you haven't, but Leanne goes home at the end of this episode.
mhm,
So we see how blowing her off worked for the two of them.
yeah,
And so then we get tree mail describing our next immunity challenge, which tree mail scenes are just fun for me. We don't get these as much anymore.
I miss it. Don't you
No,
miss it?
we don't.
Which tree
Yeah,
mail
I miss
this
it.
tree mail this season is just kind of wild because a few episodes ago we got a live animal in tree mail. We just went to check tree mail and it was a pig
And the pig got a buff too, which was wild.
that Eliza couldn't bring back to camp, like dragging it on its leash. So Chris has to come and pick it up.
Ugh.
To which it screams the whole time he's carrying it.
I also love when they brought it on the plane and it peed on the plane. Like that was too funny.
Okay, okay, we're going down the Mr. Pig rabbit hole. I'll ask you this, because the reason we get Mr. Pig is the next episode we bring him to this village, right? And they give Mr. Pig away and get another pig back, and they're kind of just like, well, we don't need or want this, so they set it down and ignore it. My thought would be bring that back to camp as a food source. No?
Yeah, I mean
Did that
that's a
not
good
cross
call.
anyone's mind?
I would have done the same. I would have brought it back. Yeah.
I don't know if they just didn't think of it or if they, like, production just put the no
Yeah, maybe
on
they
it.
weren't allowed to.
That's all I can think of. Like, nobody thinking of that was a stretch to me, but that was my question there is why did the other pig not come back with us?
Yeah, like Mike Scoopin was at home just like salivating over the thought of that.
Not someone I expected to get a reference today, but that did make me laugh.
Well, he is a criminal, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
back to the immunity challenge, like so.
Yeah, we learned that the loved ones are still here. And
They're still there. So it's a twist on the traditional pre-merge blindfolded challenge, but now you're guiding your loved one instead of your tribe.
Mm,
yeah, and you're guiding a loved one to puzzle pieces, and then you assemble the puzzle together, and the first castaway to get their puzzle built wins immunity, which is fun. Anytime I love when the loved ones participate, and also anytime the loved ones participate, I can't not think of Colby yelling at his brother.
I love like Chris. Chris knows if he doesn't win this challenge, he's done,
Yeah,
and he's
Yeah.
screaming at his fiance like, "We gotta do this, Lori! Like, if I don't win, I'm a goner. And she goes, don't say that. And he's like, it's a fact, babe. And you could feel the emotion in his voice.
Oh
And like
yeah.
ultimately it's not what happens, but
Yeah.
like it's just that defining moment for his game right there. And like just that tension is there. And like I couldn't help but watch that and be heartbroken for his fiance as she realizes like crap, I could have just lost this game for my fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, Amy wins immunity because Amy has already built an insane resume at this
Mhm.
point. Like, she won immunities. She's social and strategically been running everything. Like, it's
Yeah.
just incredible watching her this season.
There's a great shot in the Merge episode where one of the guys is talking about Amy being in control and that she has too much power. And there's a shot of Amy and she's sitting there, and it's when the girls have all the paint, and Julie and Eliza are painting her, and Amy's just sitting there like a queen being worshipped. And it's just like the perfect analogy. Like it's she's at the top of her peak, and I couldn't help but root for Amy, but also like root for her downfall at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's such like a good dichotomy. I love it.
We called Sarah and Marquesas Cleopatra for like
Mhm.
riding in on the raft as everyone else was pulling it. That paint scene gives the same vibe.
Yep.
That's that's a great point. But so we get back to camp, and Chris is kind of continuing to try to sow these seeds of discord that he started planting earlier, and it's kind of working for him. We're seeing cracks amongst the women that have kind of been shown throughout the merge, but we're seeing them a lot stronger now, and Chris is really might be hitting something.
And I think Amy and Leanne were also taking into account his fiance, and they felt bad and they didn't want her to take the blame. And they kind of had a soft spot for Chris in that moment, and that was their downfall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
kind
very
of
true.
there's always that thought, and when you have an alliance and there's like one person left outside of it or one or two left of we can always take that person out. Why not take the shot at a threat in my alliance?
Mhm.
And that thought I think is kind of starting to set in, but that's a slippery slope because it's like throwing a challenge. You never know like where deviating from the game plan can go wrong.
Yeah, it was a big risk. And it's also fascinating in that I think you wouldn't see a move like this in modern Survivor without, like, of course, there's idols now, and this was all pre-idols and 39 days. Like, they were really annoyed with Eliza, like, to the point where living with her for another 3 days seemed too stressful for them. Like, they were willing to throw this away. And I don't think you'd see that in modern Survivor where it's every 24 hours a tribal council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also, aside from Chris playing these cracks, it's specifically he's kind of playing a crack. You mentioned earlier he kind of threw Scout and Twyla under the bus. Now there's these cracks between those two and the rest of the women that he's really able to like take a wedge and make that crack a lot bigger.
Yeah. And once they mention Eliza's name, he just runs with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we also can't give Chris all the credit. Like Scout and Twyla play a huge role in this.
Yeah, they
Completely.
also decided that they were tired of feeling at the bottom of Amy and Leanne's alliance, and they wanted to do something about it. And it's a perfect storm of things. It creates a great blindside.
And if you're with Amy and Leanne and Julie feeling like you're somewhere between fourth and sixth, well, this new alliance gets you into the top four. So,
Yeah,
But I love moves like this. Like there's no idol involved, there's no advantages. It's just like pure social politics.
yeah,
yeah,
And that's what makes I think these early seasons like my
so
favorite
good.
because it's all based on how you play the game. It's not based on what advantages you find. Like if you go find a statue in the jungle, you could change the whole thing. But no, this is like talking to people and strategizing and basing on likes and dislikes and what's best for you. Like it's a totally different game.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's what's really interesting to me is the voting block here that sends Leanne home doesn't really like it's weird for this era because this older era is a lot of like, we don't like each other, we're gonna stick with those, try to vote out the people we don't like or we think don't deserve to be here.
Mm.
Last episode, we saw Twyla and Scout trying to plot against Eliza. We know she doesn't get along with those two. But those two and Chris all vote with her this time. Like, the two of them voting with Eliza feels uncommon for that era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a perfect storm of where your interests align with your best move, and you put aside your personal feelings.
Yeah.
Anyone that wouldn't get to the final immunity challenge under Amy's alliance realizes that politically they have to work together because nothing else is going to change the game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we start to see the power shift. Amy's been running things the whole time, and she wasn't the victim of the blindside, but she was blindsided for sure this time.
Do you wonder, like, if she didn't win immunity, I think she's gone here.
Yeah,
probably, which would have been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still crazy because it's 6-1, and guys have been the last 3 or 4 votes. So, but yeah, I don't have a ton of notes from Tribal itself, like the talking part, if you guys have anything. But just such a cool episode.
I mean, I think my favorite part of the whole episode is as the votes come in for Eliza looks over to Amy and she's like, is this really happening? And Amy gives her that nod of like, yeah, it's you. And then those votes for Leanne come in and Eliza looks back at Amy and she goes, no, it's actually on you guys. Like, that is, oh, chills. It's like a mob boss acknowledging like a hit. Like, no, you're done. Like, it's so good.
And it's so good that even Probst is like, some of you have shocked facial expressions, some of you have smug faces.
Mm.
Okay, go back to camp now.
Yeah.
His little like summaries of the situation before they go to Tribal just make me laugh sometimes.
Yeah. But like, not to bring up idols again, but like if Chris had done this and survived by playing an immunity idol, like, yeah, it would have been cool, but like nothing, like it wouldn't have been the same. Like the fact that this was done just by talking and communicating and makes it so much
more
better.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I wish we had gotten him back at some point.
The fact that he's never returned or like been on like Winners at War or anything, like, come on. It upsets me. And people always say it's because of Julie. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. And she's one I would have liked to have seen come back too, but that one I understand because, like, dating Probst, she got to see too much and know too much of the production side, is what I've heard.
Even like Twyla, I wanted back. Amy, I would have loved to see again after Micronesia. Like, there's so many missed opportunities. Even Rory, like, there's so many missed opportunities from Vanuatu.
Yeah.
Get Rory on Second Chance too. I
would have loved to have seen him again. I mean, put Amy on Heroes vs. Villains. She could qualify for either tribe, you know, depending on the viewpoints. Like, Twyla and Micronesia would have been great. Like, there's so many opportunities.
I don't know if Brett listened to it yet. I haven't. We recently discovered that a few years ago Rory did Talking with T-Bird, and that just
it's very
a delightful listen.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the same personality. He's perfect.
I love that. We need him back sometime. He's hysterical, and it's never on purpose.
No.
It's just him being him, and it's entertaining.
Yeah, I always think of him where he's like yelling about Mia's dance, and he's like, "That was classless." Like, it just cracks me up.
I think the great summary of him is like episode 2 or 3. We're doing the recap, and I use the phrase I'm like sarcastically, guess what? Rory's upset about something.
But like, when you think about it, he has right reasons to be upset, but he totally just like goes from 0 to 10 so quickly.
He has right reasons, but he's so dramatic about it, and he's just always upset about something.
I love like where they're doing the blindfold challenge with men versus women at that point still, and Rory is yelling like, "Go Lopevi," and Sarge is trying to tell the other guy, blindfolded guys, where to go, and Sarge is like, "You're messing me up!" Like, it's ridiculous.
That's the other thing. We talked about the cast and like character / player. I love the challenges this season, man. Like, not to harp on current Survivor, but so many of the current challenges just feel similar to me. That like
you don't love mud and puzzles and balance beams.
Having a challenge where it's like, hey, go wrangle pigs, or hey, one of you is just tied up to a rope, maneuver them through this obstacle course like we had last week, which is just
Mhm.
insane, by the way. That's got to be painful for the person tied to the rope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the challenges this season are so fun, especially wrangling pigs because the pigs were different sizes.
Mhm.
So
I would like to do that challenge. I think that would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
yeah, Brett, I didn't notice that part at first, but Brett's like, did you notice one of them is tiny and one of them is giant in the pig wrangling? And then we
Oh.
get more pigs because we got Mr. Pig at camp for a while. I
So speaking of this
Well, it's a
episode,
big
and
part of the Vanuatu culture
yeah.
yeah,
is raising pigs.
so in like 2006, I was on MySpace back in the day. You guys, were you on MySpace?
No, I was 6 in
No.
2006.
Yeah, like that was so long ago. But I randomly sent a message to Leanne, and I must have been like 12 years old. And I was like, Leanne, I'm a huge fan, like, enjoyed you on Survivor, blah, blah, blah. And she sent me back a message saying, like, oh, what's your address? And like 2 weeks later, I got her autograph in the mail.
Oh,
That's
wow.
And
so
I was like,
cool.
man, that's so
Yeah.
nice. Like, I didn't even think, like, I didn't even ask. Like, it was just so nice. And I've kept it to this day. And like, just to see like a Survivor player just be so nice to like a random young kid, like I
Yeah.
love that stuff. So I've kept it ever since.
She's another one I wouldn't say no to seeing back.
She's got a
Yeah.
great like quirky personality. She's very funny if you're listening, but like it's
Yeah.
great to see like she kind of fades into the background, but if you're listening for what she says, she's very funny.
We had a few
Speaking,
episodes there where her and Julie like seemed like they were a strong duo.
Mhm.
They've this episode it seemed more like her and Amy, but her and Julie were real tight there for a couple episodes.
Yeah, they went on that nice helicopter date and they got drunk off champagne and ate chicken wings. Like it was great.
And brought chicken bones back for the guys.
Yeah, they ate all the meat in the jungle with the women and then gave the bones to the guy. Like that's I love that stuff. It's so
The
petty.
best part is the guys had no idea and were just thrilled to get the bones.
Yeah, and like what do you do
yeah.
with bones? Like eat the marrow, I guess, but like I don't know.
And that's what we were trying to figure out is like why? But the guys loved it, so it worked. It was a social move.
That's too funny.
Well, they just announced her the other day. So speaking of Leanne, I'll be seeing her in Florida in December
No way, where?
at the reality weekend.
Oh, very nice.
You'll have to tell her we just rewatched this season.
Yeah, definitely.
So
It's funny because like Leanne is one of the first like purple people on in like Survivor history where she doesn't get a great visible edit, which I
yeah.
think is a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but even like, this episode is incredible because of the blind side. Imagine if she got an edit before this and we actually knew stuff about her.
Yeah. I
That
think
made
like
this even crazier.
yeah, she was so like backrolled as Amy's number two, but from like interviews I've read, she was the front runner and was like hiding
Hmm.
behind Amy. I don't know how true that is, but
She was Amy's second in command. She was Julie's number one, I'm pretty sure. Like
mm,
she had herself pretty well insulated relationship wise. It just blowing off Twyla when she tried to make peace, I think, wasn't a great move.
well, there's also that moment with Leanne and Scout where she tells Scout like, "Yeah, you're not in my top four," and like that was a
Yeah,
bad.
that's not smart.
Yeah,
Even if she's
Yeah.
not, don't say it.
and I think Scout's very underrated too. She plays the role of like the peacemaker, but she's devilish.
Yeah.
True.
And
I
what
love the scene with Sarge when she's like singing in the morning and he's like so pissed because Rory got voted off. And she knows it and she's getting under his skin. Like that's so good, so passive aggressive.
it's also like we've said this, the older men on LaPevi got the early numbers, so the younger men got picked off. But some of the younger men I thought had potential to be pretty good players too. Like if JP hadn't been outside the numbers early on, he could have gone pretty deep, I think.
Honestly, I don't think there's a single dud on Vanuatu's cast except maybe Brady, but everyone else like was fascinating.
Yeah.
John Kay
Brooke
was
was only
interesting.
here the first episode. I have no comment on him. We barely saw him, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like every other player I remember vividly. Like Brady, not much. John Kay, a little bit. He had some strategy, but once the young men were down in numbers, I feel like he kind of gave up.
John
Um,
Kay got to go visit the women's tribe, which was fun.
he had a good strategy though, where he gave Amy immunity because like he said, I don't want to be involved in your politics. Like that was pretty
Yeah,
good.
he played it
Yeah.
perfectly. The
Yeah.
young men just got outside of the numbers. So,
Which was their own fault. I mean, they isolated themselves and it's
yeah.
5 versus 4. How do you not realize that going off by 4 is a bad move?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And we see it repeated like multiple times in Survivor. It happens again in Caramoan, like with the young beautiful people. Like what? Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
Yeah.
But
Kara Moen, that's one I haven't thought about for a little while.
I love Caramoan. It's such like a cheesy bad season that it's so good. Like
It doesn't get the fact that it's called fans versus favorites doesn't help Kara Moen any because the other fans versus favorites is an all-time season.
well, no, it's
So
like you
Kara
order like
Moen's always going to get compared to Micro, and it's never going to look good in that comparison.
yeah, it's like you order Micronesia off like Timu, and that's what you get. Caramoan.
Yeah.
You get Eric both times. He's fun. You get
Oh, Eric's return on Caramoan was so disappointing. We can go down a whole rabbit hole about that, but like his edit was terrible.
you got Sandra Bullock from Wish.com.
With Sherry,
She looks like Sandra Bullock to me. You knew who I
you're
meant.
100% right.
You get
Um,
Philip again. They do with
yeah,
you will.
no, it's a cheesy good season. I rewatch it like every 2 years just because it's so bad that it's good.
I've only watched it once. I should rewatch it, but
I'm a big Dawn fan, so I enjoy it.
I don't know if I've
Yeah.
asked you this. What are your thoughts on the like Brenda Dawn thing? Because I was thinking of that earlier when we were talking about how anything's fair game, but the reaction to that from a jury is also fair game.
I think what Brenda did was a mean thing, but it was within the bounds of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
you there are no rules.
Yeah,
If Brenda wanted to ask Dawn to do that, she had every right to, and Dawn had every right to either say yes or no.
Yeah.
Um, she chose to say yes, and then I think Brenda was wrong by not voting for her after
yeah.
embarrassing her like that. But at the same time, I get why Brenda felt that way.
Yeah,
So,
I get why Brenda was hurt. I don't hold asking her to do it against her,
mm,
like a lot of people seem to. But once she does it, like you kind of do owe her the vote there. Right?
yeah. But it's also a weird season in that Brenda is this like bitter juror, and we're all supposed to be on her side by based on the edit, but she's purpled the whole season. So she comes out of nowhere and like wins the family reward. She gives it up with Dawn and then has this devastating blindside, and then she has this mean tribal council moment at the finale. But at
Yeah.
the same time, she didn't really like she wasn't visible for most of the whole season. They really ignored her.
I
So
I think we're supposed to like her because we like her so much in Nicaragua.
mm,
Like it
Well,
wasn't because of this season.
I am about to lose battery. Do you want to do a long blindside for spook before that happens?
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I'll give you my three in case I die in the middle.
Okay.
Um, I will give you three players that were alone with as the only player from their gender left. So I'm going to do Chris, Eric, and Jenna.
Hmm.
Bruce, you go first.
This is I'm
You're talking about
tired.
Jenna Maresca, right?
Yes,
Okay.
That was gonna be my
Final Four Amazon.
Okay.
that was gonna be my question. Um, I love Jenna. I think she's kind of underrated. I
Not back for Winners at War was a big disappointment.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, missed opportunity.
There's so many people I want to have put on that cast, but the problem is the only spots I ever find myself giving away are I give men Ben's spot and women Denise's spot. Like the
Yeah.
amount of people I want to put on that cast is not the same as the people that I want to give spots to.
Yeah, there's so many casting changes I would have made for that season, but we could be here for hours
But
talking about that.
Jenna will go first. She's a winner, and that's just kind of how I play this game. It makes it easier. It was Jenna, and who were the other two?
Jenna, Chris, and I don't even remember. Did we lose Brett?
Maybe he's still there. Like, it didn't drop him. Chris, I'm gonna blindside him because, like we saw this episode, he's sneaky. He can even. Oh, now Brett dropped. Cool, his battery died. So Chris can be sneaky, and when his back's against the wall, look what he did. So, and I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to
think
align
blindsiding
with
Chris is the
option
right.
number 3 because that's all that's left.
Yeah, I would align side with Jenna. I think I would get along with her.
Oh, I know I would. I just am afraid I wouldn't be able to beat her.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you Scout, Rory, and uh Richard Hatch.
Okay, well, Hatch is terrifying. I mean, he invented the strategy of the game. He's going first. You and our audience know I love Rory. He's been a blast to cover this season. I would love to spend 39 days playing with him. That might get exhausting at times, trying to like reel in that, hey, stop yelling at everyone. But
I love when he drinks all the coffee and he's having a great time like that.
oh yeah, but the just always being upset all the time, that might get tiring. Having to reel in, just like, hey, like this reflects on both of us.
Yeah,
Which leads me to Blindside Scout because it's the only option left.
good choice.
What about you?
You got to give me your three.
No, for your 3.
Oh, I'm aligning with Scout. I think we'd have a great time. I'm gonna blindside Richard Hatch because I'm afraid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe first boot Rory because I would hate to do that, but I don't know if I could put up with that.
Fair.
I would love it, but hate it at the same time.
Yeah. So I will also give you Rory, and I will give you Julie, and we talked about him sunbathing with Julie, so I'll give you Sarge in there also.
I'm aligning with Julie. I think we would have similar games. I'd have to first boot Rory again, which I hate. You set me up there.
Not
Um,
on purpose.
maybe blindside Sarge, although I think he's kind of underrated too.
Oh, I think if he had made the end and like he could have had a good chance. Like he was playing really strong. He just
Yeah, he was
lost
the
numbers
leader
on
of the
the.
men. He was doing a great job.
Yeah, he was for the men. He was the front runner. He just was a threat when they lost numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm also aligning with Julie, and because Sarge is so strong, I'll first boot him and blindside Rory. And Rory as a juror after being blindsided may not be a great choice for me. I can
Imagine
see
if he
him
was
not
on the
being thrilled
jury.
about that, but
Oh, imagine if he was on the jury for Vanuatu. That would have been so good.
I know I was sad. And the jury started the next episode. Well,
He's easily the star of the pre-merge.
oh yeah, which
Hmm.
I did not remember. I watched the season in like 2020,
Yeah.
2021, so it's been 5 years. But I did not remember him being that big a part of the edit, and that was just delightful.
Yeah.
Especially when it's him and all the women, and he just goes scorched earth because he doesn't get his way.
He does that and he's trying to charm and then not. Like it's just so good.
It was. Well, Steven, thank you for joining us for this recap. This has been a blast.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the season.
Oh, I will. It's fantastic. So, this won't be our last rewatch. We'll have to do this again sometime with another season.
Awesome.
And audience, check out all the Reality Realm shows. Pit Stop Pals, New Generation Challengers will be back. Roundtable Talk will be back at some point. The Civilian Traders is coming soon, I think. And we're trucking along here. So grab your torches and head back to camp, everyone. Bye.
Bye.